Hello and welcome to the new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at my best teams for all leagues. So we're going to have 3 teams for each league because we're going to have for the final week of the season Great League, Ultra League and Master League all available starting tomorrow. And so today we're going to take a look at my favorite teams this season, which are definitely very strong. And yeah, there's going to be 9 teams in total here today. 3 for Ultra League, 3 for Great League, 3 for the Master League, and we can move right into it. But before that, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. That's going to be my last top team video for the season. Thanks so much for the support in the season again as well. Would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel here as well, as we're going to have a lot of content coming up towards the new season that hopefully going to get revealed tomorrow or the day after. We have to see if it's going to happen, but yeah, we are hopefully going to see new news then. But yeah, let's move on to the next slide. We're going to see here the first team that we're going to take a look at today is going to be a team that got me to Legend this season. This is my Legend team, Azumarill, Dewgong and the Sandslash. Got me to Legend this season with Powder Snow on the Alone Sandslash. This team has some problems against Morpeko, which is a Pokemon that is still kinda rare to be fair, but against everything else, basically this team was really great. I definitely had a great time running this team, got me all the way up to Legend. I would really recommend you to give this team a try. This year of course is going to be more of a blue themed team, as we're going to have yeah, 2 water types and 2 ice type Pokemon here, which is kind of funny. But yeah, this team worked out really well. Dewgong as a Sace-Up, very nice, because Dewgong, the cool thing about this Pokemon, as a Sace-Up, if the opponent doesn't have a fighting type Pokemon, you're usually going to be able to at least win one kind of matchup because of Ice Shard plus Icy and being so strong. Of course, here 2 legacy moves on this Pokemon. And also, the cool thing about Dewgong, even if they're going to have a fighting type Pokemon in the back, a lot of times you're going to be able to either get full to the Icy Wind in time or still survive a hit from them, allowing you to at least get a damage or a shield from them, and that is usually really great. And so Dewgong, for sure, very strong Sace-Up. Azumarill and Alone Sandslash core is basically perfect, Alone Sandslash being weak to ground, fire and fighting Pokemon, which you're all going to be able to beat with the Azumarill. The Azumarill being weak against Pokemon like poison types, like grass type Pokemon, like electric type Pokemon, and you have coverage against electric type with Drill Run, and you're going to have great matchups against poison and yeah, grass type Pokemon with that ice and steel typing of this Pokemon. And so this is basically a perfect core together. This team was great to be played, and yeah, this is definitely something I would recommend you to give a try. Same goes for the next team. This was actually one of my favorite ones, but this is basically the thing as well. I had around like 4 or 5 really good Morpeko teams that I all enjoyed playing. And there are so many Morpeko teams for the Great League on this channel that I would really recommend you to give it a try. Like, just check out all of the videos because they all were great. I love Morpeko. It's currently my favorite Pokemon in the current meta. And yeah, this team here was something that I stole from someone else, but like from a player that I battled basically. And as we're gonna see here, Talonflame in the lead, Morpeko as a Sace-Swap, and the Chestnut in the back was so great. Morpeko as a Sace-Swap is just so safe against a lot of Pokemon. Unless they're going to be like having a Charmer or like a fighting type Pokemon or whatever, you have basically played to always kind of realign yourself, as Morpeko has the unique ability to change its typing basically based on yeah, what kind of like form you're currently on. So it starts as an electric type, you go for a charge move, it swaps into a dark type in terms of what Aura Wheel is doing. Like Aura Wheel is changing its typing depending on which kind of turn you're on and how many charge moves you used, and it's kind of very versatile because, for example, you have Talonflame in the lead, you swap out into your Morpeko and then you go into the Clodsire. You first have the electric type Aura Wheel, but as soon as you're going to go for a super effective Psychic Flanks, you all of a sudden have the dark type Aura Wheel, which does stab damage and boost your own attack, especially after the Psychic Fangs debuff, and it's just like such a fun Pokemon to play with, and it's like honestly my favorite Pokemon currently. It is just such a unique yeah, way of playing PvP. I just love it. So like yeah, definitely this was mostly the team that I would recommend you the most, just because Morpeko is so much fun to play. And we're going to have another Talonflame team here. This team is designed to counter Primeape and Annihilate, which I made a video about and worked out really well for me as well. We're going to have Talonflame, Annihilate, as well as the Malamar here. Talonflame in the lead is going to be again very strong Pokemon. This team can struggle a little bit with Pokemon like the Azumarill. If you want to, you could also maybe go for a Grass type lead, but then you're going to be double weak to other Flying type Pokemon, which is the main reason why I didn't do this. There's sadly no great electric and flying type Pokemon in the current meta, which would be also an interesting choice for this team. Pokemon like yeah, Zapdos and Emolga are around, but neither of them are going to be great unless Emolga gets like a different fast move like Volts, which would maybe be cool for this one. Zapdos is just a bit too squishy for the stats itself. But yeah, this team here was a lot of fun to play. I think it's going to be a team that you should also give a try as well. And yeah, we can move on to team number 4, which is going to be now for the Ultra League. Ultra League teams coming up now. We're going to have the Golurk and the lead. We're going to have the Say-Stop of a Licky and the Mandibus in the back. There's, for all, of course, for every single team that you're going to see here as well, there's always going to be a video already on the channel. You can check them out. There's playlists for basically every single league available as well on this channel, so check those out if you want to see some more gameplay towards teams. Here, Golurk, Licky and Mandibus looked like such an overpowered team when I tried it out. Like, it was like so overpowered. I love this team. This team was amazing. There's one Pokemon that you cannot really deal with, and this is going to be if you encounter a Virizion in the lead for this team, then you're going to struggle. Anything else, this team was amazing. I would really recommend you give it a try. Mandibus Golurk is just really strong. Yes, Ice types are also a bit of a trickier matchup there, for sure. Don't get me wrong, Ice types can be a bit tricky. But like, this team was amazing. Like, this team was so much fun to play. It still should be very good in the current meta as well. This team I played before the Annihilate and the Primeape was around, but still, this team should be really, really strong. And yeah, I just enjoyed this team quite a bit, and we can move on now to team number 5. Which is more of an archetype that I like to play, and it's going to be our Roars for Alligator and the... Why did I go for Shadow Levani? Yeah, it's the normal Levani, I'm just going to leave it in. Yeah, Shadow Levani doesn't exist, I don't know why I did this. But yeah, normal Levani here in the back is going to be very, very cool. I like this team quite a bit. Levani is definitely an underrated Pokemon for this meta, and especially in the meta where a lot of fighting type Pokemon are around, having a bug type is really, really nice. And for example, the Annihilate really hates playing against Pokemon because he has super effective coverage with the Shadow Punch, actually Shadow Claw, as well as then having Leaf Blade, which does a ton of damage against them. So you're going to have a great matchup here. The only Pokemon that's a bit more tricky for this team as well here is, I guess, yeah, again, the Cobalion could be a bit of a trickier one, but this team worked out really well when I tried that out as well. And for the Ultra League, I could really recommend you this one. And this is going to be my last team here for the Open Ultra League. It's going to be basically Annihilate and the Primeape, and I tried this team out and it was honestly a lot of fun. It's just very overpowering. A lot of people just cannot really deal with especially the pace of the Primeape. I had the normal variant here, Shadow variant on the screen, like both of them are fine. Like I had the normal variant for, I think, the Primeape and the Shadow Annihilate. It doesn't matter. Like you can use both normal and Shadow for both of Primeape and Annihilate. They have some benefits, they have some differences, but yeah, both of them are totally fine, and this team was really, really strong. Yes, Clefable can be a bit difficult, or like generally speaking, fairy type Pokemon. We could use also a poison type lead, for example, if you wanted to, but I really enjoyed the Licky lead because it's going to allow you to have like an answer at least against flying type Pokemon as well. And Hardwall's Ghost type Pokemon, which can be also a bit of an issue for fighting type Pokemon. Of course, we have the double Rage Fist here, which helps against Ghost types. But yeah, this team was a lot of fun. Like, this team really, really worked well for me. And we can now move on to the Master League teams. We're going to start off with one of the most toxic teams, but I went, I think, 11-4 with this team when I tried it out the last time. It's going to be Giratina, Primarina, and Shadow Gardevoir. There are different options as well for the back there. If you want to have Xerneas in the back, you can go for this. You can have Zacian in the back. You could have Florges in the back. You could have Togekiss in the back. Basically, any kind of fairy type Pokemon works. For me, I really enjoyed Gardevoir though, because you have a lot of pressure with this Pokemon. I think it's really good in the current meta to have pressure. I also really enjoyed Giratina. I feel like it's an underrated Pokemon in the meta where Yveltal is very, very strong. And here, very important to know is that Primarina is running Waterfall, giving you a bit more play if they want to swap into something like a Ho-Oh afterwards. And as already Giratina has great play against Pokemon like the Kyogre, you don't really need to go for Charm on Primarina. And for me, this was really, really great to have a Waterfall because especially against the Landorus, which came in quite a lot of times, this Pokemon was amazing. And this team is definitely something I would recommend you a lot there as well. It's just very, very solid toxic team here to run. But it was so much fun. Like, this is such an easy team to run right now. And again, there are different options as well for the Shadow Gardevoir. Not so much for the other Pokemon, to be fair, but Gardevoir is kind of replaceable for other Pokemon. I feel like Xerneas is most likely the most consistent one. Florges has a lot of play as well. But yeah, Gardevoir was a lot of fun for me. That's why I put it in here. And we can move on to team number 8. Yeah, second to last team basically here. We're going to have the Primarina again, Ursaluna and Rhyperior. I literally just made a video about it, but I also had 2 videos about it already on the channel. This is going to be a non-legendary team. We're going to have Primarina and Ursaluna and the Rhyperior, and basically Primarina got a community today with the Hydro Cannon. We have Swift buffed on Ursaluna and Rhyperior buffed with the Mud Slap. So all three Pokemon kind of got a buff recently for the Open Master League, making them very, very strong. And even on paper, this team looks amazing. This team looks like a lot of fun. And here, Charm is very important on Primarina. You need to have it because your main play is to go into the Ursaluna as a Say-Stop, try to bait out something like a Palkia here, and then try to play the one out. But I'm actually fairly certain that I started with the other video that I did to use the Haze-Up of Rhyperior instead and keep the Ursaluna in the back, and I think that worked a little bit better even for me. So yeah, because Rhyperior having access to the Breaking Strike, we're going to have a lot of pressure with this Pokemon as well. But yeah, generally speaking, this team was a lot of fun for me. I think it's the best non-legendary team that you can currently run in this meta. And yeah, we can move other than, of course, basically if you want to go for a double charm strategy and then have like some Nega Rhyperior in lead, that could work out as well. Didn't work out as well for me though. But yeah, we're gonna move on now to team at number 9. And this is a team that is not so much being, yeah, a team where you needs, it's a team where you need a lot of X-Agonies, let me tell you that. Here, by the way, the Tapu Bulu moveset, it can be a bit wrong. I think Grassland is a bit more safe for it. I actually was running Solar Beam on this Pokemon, and I feel like Solar Beam is a lot of fun in the current meta, as it allows you to one-shot a lot of Pokemon that you wouldn't be able to one-shot otherwise. For example, something like the Zacian or Xerneas really doesn't appreciate the Solar Beam. And otherwise, you really just kind of want to go for the Nature's Madness spam. So here we have Grassland in it, which is the recommended moveset. Generally speaking, I was running Solar Beam. You do whatever you want to do. We're going to have in the back here the Yveltal, and the Yveltal is going to be very important as in order to beat Necrozma Dawn Wings. And yeah, this team only really has one issue, which is going to be if there's going to be a steel type in the lead. But I guess basically everything else, we were really, really good with this team here, and I would really recommend you to give it a try. Again, you're going to have 2 answers in the back as well for Rhyperior, which is important. We have a really hard answer to the Pulk here. And yeah, Nihilego is definitely underrated. Like, you see it here on the paper, it looks really not as great. There are a lot of matchups you really lose hard, but it is actually very, very strong to be played, and I would really recommend you to give it a try. But yeah, basically, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.